Okay, everybody. Here apparently there's something going on about hypocrisy, plentiful hypocrisy that fills up the cooking pot. You see, migration children as a global outcry arises over U.S. border separations. Okay, this hypocrites are in England, or Prime Minister Theresa May said holding children is what appears to be in cages is deeply disturbing and wrong. Okay. And then the Pope gets his little 2 cents in there. He supported the U.S. Catholic priest who said it was immoral. And the public control Congress is under pressure to get President Trump to change his policies. Okay, I'm going to do a video. I wanted to do it tomorrow, but I'm going to explain some things that you ought to know what's going on. The immigrants that are immigrating into Europe are bringing in a new type of law. It's the Sharia law. Some people call it the Muslim religion. Well, if you are a damn woman in the Muslim religion, you sit over in the damn corner and you shut your mouth and keep it shut. And if you go to the police about your husband slapping you around a few times, you're going to end up being dead. This is the Sharia law at the extreme. But women's rights, as they've been pushed down our throats for the last 60 years by the AFL-CIO, or no, the American Legal, whatever, I can't remember the name of it. Sorry about that, I don't think in English anymore. But they're laying down hypocrisy against the Americans for shutting their borders. Actually, America, okay, Trump, if you made a mistake of separating children from their parents, put them back with the mama and papa and put them back out of the country. It's very simple. There is a video that I was going to download from BBC where they're crying about, not BBC, it's German city closes its doors to refugees and migrants. And they're crying about a woman with 2 children, a twin, and she's wearing exactly what I'm talking about. She's wearing the head covering. Now, are you the feminist? I'm going to let you look at this video. I'm going to put it in here. It's on the ITV News, and it was published the 31st of May 2018. And this German city has closed their city against accepting any more immigrants. Now, under the Sharia law, the women have the right to shut their mouths. Really? That's about it. If your husband beats you, you don't go to the police. That's the last thing you do. If you don't wear the shawl, or in fact in Europe, in France, they outlawed the burqa. The burqa is a total body veil with a little hole so they can look out with a screen. It's screened actually, you don't even have a hole. So it's like looking out through I don't know, a fishing net of some type. But here you got to do your research. Now Trump, okay, so America's Department of Homeland Security is locking up, apparently, they got them in cages. It's not really cages. They got them locked up in the FEMA camps, the new FEMA camps. And you're going to be enjoying those FEMA camps very soon. So America comes up. It says U.S. officials say that 2,340 children were separated from 2,206 parents between May the 5th and June. Okay, there is a problem. You shouldn't separate the children from the mama and the papas. You just put them on the same bus and bus them out. Greyhound is pretty good at that. And take them back to Mexico, and Mexico will deal with them. If they come across the border, France has done it. France has put them on planes. Put them on planes, ship them back to where you come from. The problem is, America, when I left America back in the 1980s, early 80s, I was gone in 1980. When I left America, it was already beginning to in Chicago, it was already becoming a second language, Spanish. But here in Europe, what is the Spanish or Catholic, basically. They're not Muslims. They're not going to introduce a Sharia law. But you do have the Muslims inducing Sharia law in some areas in America. And in fact, it's so bad here in France, there's some neighborhoods that I lived in that you can't go back into. They told me the white men don't go up there. Well, I'm a white man. It's a Sharia law in the middle of Paris. There's several areas that have become outlawed areas, which even the police cannot go into. Now, we have a problem, but Trump is building his wall, and he's wanting to put the immigrants out. Put them out, but don't separate the families. Keep them together, put them on the same bus, the same plane. I would fly them back, actually. You in the American government, you're spending so much money on war for fighting Israel's wars. You've been fighting perpetual war in Afghanistan almost as long as the Russians. The Russians got out of there. They finally learned their lessons. But you are now there, and you've now been in Iraq, sorry about that. You want to go into Iran. But you've been in Iraq for so long, it's unbelievable. Now think about it. I'm going to leave the link to here. You read what you think, but you think about the hypocrisy that has been going on. They're talking about Bush, Clinton, all these people, approval weights. Yeah, then you don't mean he needs no approval weights. And I wouldn't believe Bush had any approval weights, anything, because, I mean, Bush, he brainwashed American people going into Afghanistan and Iraq. And the Muslim ban, travel ban is one thing, but James Coney, he's an asshole. He basically made the American people have no trust in the FBI. We know what the FBI has been doing, but this guy really did it. And the Obamacare, the president, he give the money to for private industries. And I tell you one thing, if you're poor in America, or if you're working class, you can't afford the Obamacare, and you're not going to the hospital. By the way, I'm not going to get into that one, but you got to look at what's going on, my friend. Israel has a wall, and they shoot people through the wall. So what are you talking about? There's nothing going on. It's just propaganda, and the British, they're trying to stir it up. This woman, the Prime Minister of Britain, is trying to stir it up because she lost the confidence vote of the people. The people want to get out of Europe. And I honestly tell you, Europe, the way it's put together, the way they're cramming laws down our throats is unbelievable. So think about it. You have a good day.
Open doors are being slammed shut, where the welcome for refugees is hitting the buffers. The great irony is that the city of Salzgitter was built in the dying days of the war to accommodate refugees fleeing from the Eastern Front. When the great flood of new arrivals came in 2015, it had spare housing and provided a welcome. 3 years later, it became the first in Germany to ban any further refugees coming to live here. An extreme reaction that the mayor justifies by pointing to the numbers.
Now 5,700 refugees staying in Salzgitter. 91% get social care from the town. We are in Salzgitter, we are not proud of it, but we are not ashamed of it.
But as so often, raw figures disguise the human cost. Samir Wada and his wife Katya are the proud parents of 3-month-old twin girls. But apart from rare visits, he must live more than 150 miles away because he's a refugee. If he tries to join his wife, who lives in Salzgitter to be near her family, he would lose all access to benefits.
لازم الواحد يعيش مع عائلته.
One should be able to live with one's family, he told me. It shouldn't be so difficult to live with your wife. There are lots of stories like mine. It's not only me. Katja, who must bring up 2 tiny children alone, sees no imminent end to their separation. We're still asking ourselves, she says, why he's not able to move. They should accept that he has German children. The other largely unspoken reason for bringing in controls on migration here was that it was beginning to have a real effect on local politics. At the last election, the far-right anti-immigrant AFD party won more than 40% of the vote in parts of this town, which outside of the former East Germany is exceptionally high. And representatives of the AFD in Salzgitter have thrown their support fully behind the ban.
Our party stands for remigration and not for family reunion. We don't have any apartments for them. We are full.
So when Mrs. Merkel says we can do this...
Yeah, but we can't. Everyone sees now that we can't. It's not possible anymore.
If no exception is made for him, it will be December of next year before Same will be allowed to become a full-time father to daughters Tara and Tala. No one thought that absorbing more than 1 million immigrants was going to be easy. But in trying to manage it, they have made it, for this family, quite exceptionally difficult. James Mates, News at 10, Salzgitter, Northern Germany.